Our final guest is the founder and CEO of Bellhop, a rideshare aggregator. Let's welcome Payam Safa. Is that right?
That's correct. Thank you.
Hello, welcome. Heard about your app. Didn't use it. I think I've used it, once or twice. So
Good.
How did you come up with this idea, and how hard was it to get all the data aggregated?
So I'd have to take a step back to kind of the trend that I saw, which is there's a lot of apps coming to the marketplace across many verticals, not just ride shares, but also food delivery, restaurant reservations, shows, tours. So saw a need for consumers to have many of these apps in one place aggregated so they could seamlessly and transparently compare and shop to make the most informed decision.
Which I do manually, which is silly.
Yeah.
Right. So we actually started out before this we pivoted into rideshare aggregation. Before that, we were doing something similar, but across many of those verticals I mentioned. Mm-hmm. And in about early 2017, Lyft approached us. At the time, we only had Uber on our platform. They said, we want to be part of your platform to be compared against Uber, which makes sense because Lyft is second in the market, and they gain market share by being on a platform where Uber is also present.
What do you think I do? I log on to Uber, and then as a comparison, I check
to
Lyft.
Be in that position, getting approached instead of going myself. Now, Uber and Lyft are also suing the state of New York after limiting the time drivers can be, being on the road without passengers. So do you think ride-sharing apps could possibly be on the way out?
No.
Okay.
It's actually increasing. Now, New York is a special market. Yeah. A lot of them.
A special place for this kind of.
Right. Yeah. A special place. There's 9 or 10 rideshare apps in just
That's
New York
insane.
City. Right. It is. And so hence the need for consumers in a place like in a city like New York to have an app like Bellhop where they can easily shop and compare across all these modes.
I'm downloading it the second I get out of here.
So you always save money.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I just do it with Lyft and Uber. But the funny thing is, I get priced differently than my husband does. Right. So I get special prices that he does not. Why is that?
So every consumer has discounts and promotions that are being targeted to them specifically, which is different from app to app as well. And that's the way they price discriminate, similar to how airlines do it. You might be logging in, let's say, France versus New York, looking at the same flight, but because of the browser you're on, or because of your cookie history, or just knowledge they have about you as a consumer, they're going to price differentiate. And it's similar for Uber and Lyft and other rideshares.
Yikes. So anyway, Los Angeles, our friend over on the West Coast, is considering a $30 an hour minimum wage for ride sharing. Is this going to, kill Uber and Lyft?
No, it allows competitors to gain market share, like the taxi industry. So in New York City, for example, the taxi medallion took a big...
Is that in your app?
Sorry?
Are taxis in your app?
Correct.
They are.
We have Curb, we're launching Arrow, and we also have Wave, which the supply side is the yellow cab.
Yeah.
And there's multiple apps.
I'm a Curb person as well, of course.
And Arrow and Wave are also on the platform. Arrow is actually being launched in the next couple weeks. Wave is already on the platform. And those are, as I mentioned, taxis.
Okay, and since our viewers tune in from all over the U.S., can you tell our viewers, are there any other smaller ride-sharing platforms or app people should know about but maybe are not familiar with?
Yeah, so in New York City, Juno is a third player.
It used to be so much better when it was Get.
Get did by Juno. And then there's also Via, and there's some other smaller ones that we're bringing onto the market.
Okay, what about our viewers tuning in from all over the United States? What are some apps they should know about?
So there's Carmel, which is another player that's in 50 plus cities across the U.S.
Never heard of them.
There's Safer out of Boston that's focused on safety and women drivers and also passengers. There's a handful of others that are also coming.
Carmel, Carmel.
Carmel, correct. Yeah.
Caramel. One of those words, it depends how you say it. My mom says caramel. She's from New Jersey. So do you believe it? Markets, transparency is a great thing. We were just talking about Facebook and Google. Right. One of the problems and why people want to break them up is because they lack competition.
Yeah, we don't know.
Is there enough competition in ride sharing?
It's picking up steam. So, 10 years ago in the U.S., there was just Uber and Lyft. Now there's, over 50 to 100 gaining ground in the US alone. In the world now, there's about 1,000 ride shares. So that number keeps increasing week after week. And so even though Uber and Lyft want to maintain a duopoly position, the trends in the market are such that more and more players are coming and able to compete.
Are they going to survive, do you think? Because they're burning cash at really fast rates.
Yeah, so it's all about focusing on a niche and doing that really well, and focusing on a particular geography doing that niche. And a marketplace like us, like Bellhop, enables the smaller players to compete, because at the end of the day, what's actually being expended from a cash position standpoint is marketing dollars. And we become a major marketing channel for these smaller players.
Okay, what about from the average writer's perspective? What can you just tell us quickly? What do you bring to them?
So it's quite simple. It works very similar to how you would use the Uber or Lyft app themselves. When you open the app, you input your pickup and destination address. The difference is what happens next. You see all options in one place. It's very seamlessly viewable across shared rides, standard rides, luxury rides, SUV rides, and you can actually, within each of those categories, see all the options. So in New York, as I mentioned, there's Uber, Lyft, Via, Juno.
You have to have an account with all of these to see the prices, or no?
No. However, we give you the option to link your account, which is when you'll see your personal pricing.
Okay, if I were if I were living in a cave for the past 5 years and I didn't sign up any ride-sharing platform,
Right.
and then today I go download your app, do I need to still input information with everybody else?
No. You'll see the price estimates, and if you want to see, without having any of the other apps, we're going to show you the availability across all the providers. If you want to have your personalized pricing viewable within our app, then you can link your account.
Got it. Cool.
Oh, great app. I'm going to download it. I don't say that about all my guests.
It is easy to use. It is pretty
Give us
easy to use.
feedback. I'd love
Yeah,
that.
it is
Awesome.
pretty
Thank
easy.
you so much for taking the time to talk
Thank
to
you.
us today.
Thank you.